Hi, my name is Danica Michel. I'm a doctor of physical therapy in Fort Myers, Florida, and this is my private practice, Lightning Recovery. I was making the decision of what type of table to buy. There were things I was looking for in the table that Spa Source included, including all of the drop tables, cervical, thoracic, lumbar, pelvic, and the high-low function, as well as the passive intervertebral motion movement. So intersegmentally being able to traction both the cervical spine, the lumbar spine, and perform movements on a patient of any size for someone my stature who's 5 foot tall, and to be able to practice for as long as I can and help as many people. I knew that I needed the proper ergonomic table in order to provide this. So today I'm going to do a demonstration showing each of the functions of the table on a live patient so you can see how easy it is to use the table. So the first functionality for relaxing the lower back, we can increase here and give her some, how's that, Tolo? Is that comfortable there? Good. So you can adjust the height. It comes all the way up, or you can do less there. This handle piece comes on and off. There is a really easy to use screw mechanism so that if it's in the way when someone's getting on and off the table, you can easily remove this piece. And then on the left-hand side of the table, there is a release mechanism for the lumbar spine. So if you pull that knob and twist it, then what you're going to see is I can easily distract the lumbar spine here, and my energy through the handlebar here allows me to use my weight shift to protect my arms and my back, but still be able to provide some distraction here to the spine. So then after you're done using the distraction mechanism, you can just simply push up and then push the knob in, and now the table is again locked easy. The next portion, there is a handle. All you have to do is lift up, and then now I can perform some segmental distraction into flexion here at the lumbar spine. As you can see, really easy just with my right hand. I'm able to control the table. I can put her in extension and I can come into flexion here. And my hand is free to treat up on the lumbar spine while my other hand easily controls the mechanism of the table. Prior to having a table with all these mechanisms, I would be performing this movement in side lying, and I would have to hold the patient's lower body weight and flex and extend the spine myself. And that only works if the patient is the right size. So this is very important to me. I'm 5 foot tall. I've had patients up to 300 plus pounds on this table that I've been able to help with their lower back problems. What's important to me as a manual physical therapist is to be able to have my hands free, because now I'm able to put all of my energy into feeling the segment of the spine that I'm working on, the tissue surrounding it, talking to the patient, and I'm not exhausted by the end of the session. And I can do this all day long. You want to be able to manipulate spines and help people as long as you possibly can in your career. This is a game changer for career longevity for sure. So that's how we can do some intervertebral flexion and extension. I simply have to push down and now the table is secured and locked. The next part of the mechanism that I'm going to release, you pull up on the mid portion lever, and now I can control into lateral flexion of the spine. So again, really easy. You can see I'm able to move the spine left and right with just using one light hand on the handle here. And then my left hand here is free to work on feeling each segment, massaging and helping the patient while we try to restore some motion. So you feel very safe and secure on the table. The other thing that's difficult to find about tables like this is having a comfortable headpiece. And traditionally, tables that are built for biomechanical manipulation, manual therapy, they're not built for comfort. And I have not had one complaint yet from a patient about this is really hard on my face to lay here this long. I can make that patient very comfortable. So now that I've done all of the nice work in the lumbar spine and gotten her all loosened up, I find center and I just put the lock in position and now everything is back in position. So the other thing that I think is interesting to see as well is the height of the table. And I'm going to lift the table up to its max position so you can see the speed in which it goes. It's not too fast, it's not too slow, and it goes really high. So for someone who is taller, it's probably going to be great for you. And then for the drop portion, there are levers for each section. So I have now engaged the drop here for the sacral spine. So now all I have to do is put myself in position and release the drop. The drops are very sensitive in that you can make them as strong or as weak as you want them to be. So easy to engage in the lumbar spine, and we can engage the drop there. Then for the thoracic spine, same thing. I can come up and I can apply a drop force there. Now in the cervical spine, we have the same distraction techniques that we do in the lumbar. So I have released the cervical distraction piece, and now I can come in and I can gently slide to give some distraction to the cervical spine. And I can do that from multiple positions if I would like to do some manual therapy at the same time, doing a little craniosacral release here. And then I will lock that cervical spine and show the cervical drop here. And there's how we can use the cervical spine. Now, the arm positions here, all we have to do is lift up, and I can make this come up if I want to mobilize a shoulder in this position, or if she's on her back and we need her arm up overhead and supported, and then that easily drops back down. She's supported there. The headpiece also has a feature where I can help lift this up if the patient needs to be in a little more cervical extension or cervical flexion. And I can also control the tilt. So I love this table. As you can see, it's easy for someone like myself to utilize all of the different cervical, thoracic, lumbar, pelvic features. Very easy for me to perform ergonomically, get myself in the proper position. I think this table is a great purchase. It definitely has added to my ability to practice and put less strain on my body. Having the table that allows you to do so many movements from one position, minimizing position change, is a game changer.